tributes are being paid to Drive Nancy Grace Roman, the first woman to hold an executive position at the United States Space Agency NASA. Drive Roman was known as Mother of the Hubble for her work on the early stages of the Hubble Space Telescope. NASA said her most important legacy was the advancement of women in the sciences and the generations of young scientists she inspired. She died in Maryland on Wednesday at the age of 93. Drive Roman was fascinated by the clear night skies of her childhood, home in Nevada, from a very early age. She joined an astronomy club when she was just 11, and her passion for stargazing continued throughout her life. But the young Drive Roman had to fight prejudice to be allowed to study maths and science at school and university. I still remember asking my high school guidance teacher for permission to take a second year of algebra instead of a fifth year of Latin. She once told the Voice of America. She looked down her nose at me and sneered, "What lady would take mathematics instead of Latin?" That was the sort of reception that I got most of the way. Nancy Grace Roman, often referred to as the Mother of Hubble, passed away on Christmas Day. Drive Roman was the first woman to hold an executive position at NASA. Her contributions to this agency will live on in my prayers. With her family. https://t code by far 1#1t. End of Twitter post by @JimBradenstein. Despite the obstacles, she obtained a doctorate in astronomy from the University of Chicago in 1949. A position in the United States Naval Research Laboratory followed. She was later recruited by NASA to be its first chief of astronomy in 1959, where she would work for 2 decades. In a video released by NASA in February, Drive Roman said she never had problems with her male NASA colleagues. "I was accepted very readily as a scientist in my job," she said. "The men were very cooperative, and I felt that the men treated me as one of the team without a problem." Her best-known contribution to the sciences is the planning of the Hubble Space Telescope, famous for its stunning images of the stars she had loved so much as a child. Launched in 1990, it has been described as one of the most important scientific instruments ever created. Please join us in remembering Drive Nancy Roman, known for her unending support of Hubble and as leader at NASA. Learn more about her contributions to Hubble and ETC. https://t code 0 pound just e pound Nancy Roman pound Nancy Roman pic. Twitter /com/vd7 Matthew 3zb. End of Twitter post by @HUBBLATALASCOP. Throughout her career, Drive Roman was a passionate advocate of women in the sciences, teaching astronomy to elementary school kids in the 1990s. Her work has been recognized by the Women in Aerospace Lifetime Achievement Award and NASA's Exceptional Scientific Achievement Award. In 2017, when LEGO created a 2-3 one-piece Women of NASA set, the figurine of Drive Roman was included among 4 women identified as space pioneers. The United States military says it has killed 62 fighters from the Islamist group Al-Shabaab in 6 airstrikes in Somalia. 4 airstrikes on Saturday killed 32 militants, and a further 2 on Sunday killed 28. It said in a statement, "These were the deadliest air attacks in Somalia since November 2017, when the United States said it had killed 100 militants." Somalia has seen a sharp increase in the number of airstrikes and casualties since President Donald Trump took office in the United States in January 2017. A tally by the Bureau of Investigative Journalism reveals that at least 400 people have been killed in airstrikes since the beginning of 2017, far more than the previous 10 years combined. The latest strikes bring to at least 40 the number carried out in Somalia so far this year, compared with 35 recorded in 2017. The United States has a huge military base in neighboring Djibouti, from where it launches attacks on the militants. Mr. Trump gave the United States military greater authority in March 2017 to attack militants in Somalia. Traditionally, United States presidents have been wary of intervening in Somalia since ATN Special Forces soldiers died fighting militias in the capital Mogadishu in 1993, a battle dramatized in the film Black Hawk Down. No civilians were killed in the latest airstrikes, which were carried out in coordination with the Somali government, the United States military said. Alongside our Somali and international partners, we are committed to preventing Al-Shabaab from taking advantage of safe havens from which they can build capacity and attack the people of Somalia, the United States Africa Command said. Al-Shabaab, which is linked to Al-Qaeda, has not yet commented on the latest strikes. Somalia-based security think tank the Higher Institute said in a report published in November that Al-Shabaab had been forced to change tactics following the upsurge in airstrikes. The institute said the group was now conducting fewer mass attacks on military bases, but attacks on government offices and businesses which refused to pay its taxes had increased markedly. The United States State Department, in its most recent report on terrorism, described Somalia as a terrorist safe haven, and said Al-Shabaab remained a threat. Despite suffering setbacks, the group retained control over large parts of the country, and the ability to carry out high-profile attacks using suicide bombers, explosive devices, mortars, and small arms. The report added, a poacher has been ordered to watch the Disney film Bambi repeatedly after he was convicted of illegally killing hundreds of deer. Missouri hunter David Barry, Jr., must view the film at least once a month during his year-long sentence. He was arrested in August along with 2 family members for killing the deer, taking their heads and leaving their bodies to rot. Prosecutors said it is reportedly one of the biggest poaching cases in Missouri history. On top of the jail sentence for the illegal deer hunting, Judge Robert George ordered Barry Jr. to view the Walt Disney movie Bambi, with the first viewing being on or before December 23,
2018.
and at least one such viewing each month thereafter. During his spell in prison, the 1942 cartoon about woodland creatures shows a hunt to kill the mother of eponymous deer character Bambi. A months-long investigation, spanning several states, led to the arrest of Barry Jr., his father David Barry, Sr., and his brother Kyle Barry, according to a local newspaper, the Springfield News Leader. While the total number of deer taken illegally is unknown, Lawrence County's conservation agent Tandy Barnes said it could be several hundred. Barry Jr. received a year-long sentence in Lawrence County Prison after pleading guilty to illegally taking wildlife. He has also been sentenced to a 120-day term in Barton County Prison for a firearms prohibition violation, and both he and his father had their hunting privileges revoked for life by the Missouri Conservation Commission. 2 Scandinavian women tourists have been found dead in Morocco, with cords to their necks, the country's interior ministry said. Both bodies were found near the town of Imleo in the High Atlas mountain range, near the foot of North Africa's highest peak, Mount Tebco. The women, from Denmark and Norway respectively, have not yet been named. A police investigation has been launched into their deaths. The Interior Ministry statement said, the United States military says it has killed 62 fighters from the Islamist group Al-Shabaab in 6 airstrikes in Somalia. 4 airstrikes on Saturday killed 32 militants, and a further 2 on Sunday killed 28. It said in a statement, these were the deadliest air attacks in Somalia since November 2017, when the United States said it had killed 100 militants. Somalia has seen a sharp increase in the number of airstrikes and casualties since President Donald Trump took office in the United States in January 2017. A tally by the Bureau of Investigative Journalism reveals that at least 400 people have been killed in airstrikes since the beginning of 2017, far more than the previous 10 years combined. The latest strikes bring to at least 40 the number carried out in Somalia so far this year.